This isn't your typical wine tasting experience. At Sterling Vineyards, the journey starts with a gondola. It's the only winery in the world where you're going to be taken to your wine tasting room with a gondola. You're going to be 300 feet above Napa Valley and the view's stunning, the wine amazing, and the full experience totally worth it. I'm going to take you through the whole experience from costs to the charcuterie board to a bit of Napa history and what to expect if you go. Let's head up the hill. As you drive into the vineyard, you're immediately greeted by rows of trees and that peaceful Napa vibe. Once you arrive, follow the road all the way to the back. That's where you'll park and check in. All tastings start here, and whether you've booked online or are walking in, this is where the experience begins. Pro tip is that if you're visiting on a weekday, you might get away without a reservation, but I'd still book ahead just in case. The place to walk in as well as check in for your reservation is the same place. The Hilltop Experience was $95 a person, and the standard tasting was $75.
All right, is that it?
Yep, you're
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy, have a great time.
After check-in, you hop onto the gondola, and there may be a little bit of a wait, but on a weekday there wasn't any. And then it's a 3-minute peaceful ride up
Are you
to the
ready?
hillside.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. Of course. Claro que sí.
I was born and raised.
The Sterling Vineyard architecture is inspired by Mykonos in Greece. The white stucco walls, the terracotta roofs, and a Mediterranean hilltop feel sets the mood perfectly. As you're winding up the gondola, you can see a panoramic view of the Napa Valley and Calistoga, and it's absolutely breathtaking. When we visited in June 2025, prices had jumped up a little bit, and the Hilltop Experience was $95 a person. From watching a few videos before, it looks like they jumped up the price from about $55 a person, but it was still an amazing experience.
Ajustando. Ajustando.
Not many people can say their wine tasting started with a gondola ride, and this makes it the most unique experience in Napa itself. Maybe if you're in Switzerland and there's gondolas for everything, but in California, this is a one-of-a-kind experience. So once you arrive at the top, the self-guided tour begins. So we actually didn't know this, but when you get off of the gondola, you will be able to explore the grounds. And typically when it's not too hot, they'll give you your first pour outside. We were guided straight to the tasting room, so we didn't get an opportunity to walk around. Hi! Okay guys, we're entering the Sterling Vineyards. Okay, it's a beautiful view. It's hotter here than it was down there, so be prepared, okay? If you are doing the tour path, you'll find plaques and displays about winemaking, fermentation, and the history of the vineyard. It is handicap friendly. There's like an elevator. Yeah. And once you head up, it's actually about 30 to 45 steps split to get to the tasting room. It is handicap friendly, and there is a way to accommodate for somebody that has maybe mobility issues. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're entering the Hilltop Tasting Room. So Sterling was founded in 1964 by Peter Newton. He was a British newspaper publisher who fell in love with Napa. And he was inspired by Greek architecture, so he designed this winery to be reminiscent of Mykonos. Their first vintage wine came out 5 years later in 1969, and Sterling quickly became known for its bold reds and crisp whites. So the tasting is a 90-minute seated experience where you sample 5 wines. If you're doing the Hilltop Tasting Room, you get a charcuterie board, and there's one for every 2 people, and each thing was really good. There is also, on top of this experience, a higher tier, which is the Founders Tasting Room, and this goes for $125 a person. I think you get to sample a bit more of their rarer wines, and you get more food that is complementary to the wine tasting itself. When we walked in, we were greeted with rosé, which was actually really good.
This is our Pinot Noir rosé. So this is our limited release Pinot Noir rosé, yeah.
Which one's like the trademark wine here? Like
So the Merlot as
The
well.
Merlot.
We started
Merlot.
everything here. Yes.
So even if you're not a wine person, the setting alone is really worth it. I would definitely go back and make sure that we explored the grounds before sitting down because we weren't able to afterwards, but the gondola up to the experience was beautiful. During your seated experience, you will get a host that gives you the short history of Napa Valley and the vineyard itself. So our host actually walked us through Napa's geological history and how it became California's wine country.
You got the Vaca Range right here. My famous mountain range. It's the mountain range that separates us from Sonoma and the proximity to the Pacific Ocean. It's only 30 miles, but the terroir is vastly different. The further north you travel up Napa Valley, the warmer it gets. And we're up here at the warmest part. This is cab country right here. So you got those grapes that thrive off that sun exposure. The thicker skin grapes, but garnet in color. Merlot, Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Zinfandel, right up in this. So that's where this is from. The Platinum Merlot is coming from Howell Mountain. It sits at the very top, 1,800 feet elevation. Bancroft Ranch, where the vineyard is westerly facing, sloped, so it gets constant sun exposure from sun up to sundown. Now, with that being said, this area is all mountainous, but it's also volcanic because of a dormant volcano, Monte Helena, which you see right on. So you actually got the grapes fighting against each other, so they're smoking. So you got a higher concentration of fruit because the vines are stressed. So that being said, so you got a lot of minerality with a little bit of spice, but an herbaceousness to it, but it's incredibly soft tannin structures. So here, this is the tea hive from Utah, soft texture to it, but you have a sprinkles of espresso. And this is the tomac, and that's because it presents right here, soft creamy texture, but it's got herbs. This is the unique Gouda. This is Canton cheddar, which I highly recommend when you try with the Cabernet when you're gonna get next. Okay. This is its pheasant terrine. It's got pheasant, pork, chicken, and pistachio. Sterling salami is specifically infused with marmalade. And they got sausage right here, sausage and set, pitted olives, dried cherries, and you got russet crackers with olive oil and rosemary.
So I guess I will save this one for the cat, right?
Yeah, you want to save that one for the cat. But if you want to try with the Merlot, fine. Everybody's palate is different.
Right, okay.
Enjoy.
Thank you. So we also learned that this winery, it bounced back after the 2020 glass fires, which actually shut down this property temporarily, and they rebuilt the gondolas to what we know of it today. The iconic gondola system was completely rebuilt and reopened in 2023. And now this is what makes it be able to have handicap-friendly cabins and also the smoother rides and panoramic windows. Okay guys, we just left the Sterling Vineyard. We got the Hilltop Experience, which includes the gondola, which is $95 a person. But we joined the wine club, which is a $200 minimum. We get 2 tastings for free, so technically the first shipment is free. And then we just have to come back for at least 2 more tastings. But otherwise, we get 1. So this is really great, and I think this vineyard really nails the combination of scenic, relaxing, and memorable. We had visitors that came from out of the country, and so taking them to Napa was a great experience that they really enjoy. And whether you're here for the wine, the views, or something different, this is one of those Napa spots that really feels like a mini escape to Europe. So thanks for coming along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what your favorite Napa winery is, and maybe we'll come back to try that. Until next time, cheers!